All right, opening day, opening weekend. Coues, Arizona. It's blowing like crazy. But hiked up this knob in the morning. Found a pretty good buck. Another buck with him and a doe. So we're off to a good start. Hopefully we make it happen. So we got these bucks at like 650, 660. But we're gonna watch and we're gonna wait until we think they're gonna come around this point and bed. And if they do that, there's another point that we can get to and close the gap, hopefully under 500 yards. So I don't like to shoot long range unless it's the only option. And I think we have another option here. So we're going to take our chances and watch them and then use our legs to get closer. So we'll see what happens. All right, so those bucks bedded down under a group of trees. So now we're gonna make a move and try to get closer. That's the only really time you can move. You don't really want to ever take your eyes off of Coues deer unless they're bedded, because they will disappear on you very quickly, and they can get up and just be gone. So we're still vulnerable. They can still get up while we're moving, but the odds are in our favor now. So hopefully when we get in there, we'll be close enough for a shot, and they'll still be where we left them off. They're bedded into those trees, so we're gonna rock and roll and get moving. We're just hiking in a position right now. Last time I saw that buck, he was 500 yards, which is well within our shooting capabilities. And the same thing even at 660. But if you have the opportunity to get closer, you gotta take it. So we did. We ran the risk of getting seen. We were out in the open for a split second. Hopefully he didn't see us. But I think we were good. He was bedded pretty hard. Keep rolling. Got Mike back there. He's gonna be on the gun. We gotta be ready. Taking a quick breather. We gotta make it quick when you are trying to stalk in closer to Coues deer and nobody's watching. You gotta be quick, quiet, and very stealthy. So right now we're just gonna take a quick breather in the shade, regroup, just in case we have to make a shot when we get up on top. It's not likely, but you don't want to be crazy out of breath when you reach a point where you're going to potentially shoot. You want to take a rest right before then. That way, if you crest, you'll have composure to keep the crosshair steady. So, yeah. Coues deer hunting is steep. You'll be out of breath a lot, so don't worry about it. So we finally get to this juniper tree that we want to get set up under, that we feel like we have a shot. So I get my BTX set up. We try to keep a low profile and stay in the shade. This was a good spot because we realized that the shade is going to be covering us most of the day if these deer stay bedded, which was a pretty good decision because they stay bedded for quite a while and we had to stay really, really patient. So I get set up here to get eyes on the deer, and then after that, we'll get the rifle set up. All right, we hiked back into the shade of a tree. We're at the 365 right now. So we just shaved 300 yards off the distance. That buck never moved. He's still bedded. Our angle has changed a lot to kind of see him, but it's really good for just overall shooting. So I'm going to show you. I can just see it barely. A little bit of his white underfur around his hind quarter. And that's kind of how I picked him up. But yeah, we're in a good position. We're looking to shoot either of these bucks, but one of them is bigger, and we can't find. I don't know where he's bedded at yet right now. So he's with that buck. So we're just gonna have to wait and see and watch, and maybe he'll get up and give himself away, and then hopefully we'll have a shot. So we're looking good. I'll show you what we're looking at right now. All right, so we're just gonna wait and see. He's right behind it. Wow, just a little bit. So I found the second buck, the bigger buck. He's laying directly behind an oak tree up from the one that's bedded that you can barely see probably in the camera, but I'm going to highlight where these bucks are. So we're ready to go with the shot. The shot is 375 yards, and we're dialed in and we're ready. So once they get up, hopefully they'll be in a position to shoot, give us a good broadside shot. My ears on? No. Yeah, if you give me this time off for you. Are you seeing the bigger buck? Okay. He's kind of tucked in there. Yes, it was. So we feel pretty comfortable where we're at. We like the position and the shooting angle that we have from this spot. We can see the deer clearly. The terrain is kind of rugged. As you can see, there's a lot of rocks and big rocks that I do a pretty good job of getting rid of all the big rocks, because what you want to do in this position when you're Coues hunting is you want to set up to stay in one position for a long time. So it doesn't seem like it's a big deal right away when you're all excited and you're going to get your gun lined up. But 2 hours later and you're really uncomfortable, it makes a big difference when that deer actually stands up. So what I've learned is to try to make the most effort, if you have time, prior to getting your rifle set up and getting in a shooting position, to stay comfortable. I always carry a cross tack shooting mat that really just adds a little protection from the dirt and from some of these stickers, some of this grass. You can see that's what I'm laying on right now. I kind of get that set up. I get it in a position where I feel like Mike can sit for a long time, and then myself, I'm sitting on the BTX for a long time as well. So we just get ready to stay in the same position for a long time. All right, so we just got the rifle set up there on a bag, on a fixed tripod, and we're gonna just be in a good position to wait. One thing to keep in mind when you're waiting for Coues deer is to try to stay in the shade. It doesn't seem like much, and when you get excited and there's deer bedded, but 2 hours later and the sun's like baking you and in your scope, it becomes a real tough situation. And that's, of course, when the deer's going to decide to get up and you have to make a shot. So plan ahead, plan for sun angles on your scope as well as your body. And yeah, so that's where we're at. We're just going to get ready and try to get dialed in and wait for an opportunity here. Right behind that tree still not visible. He's smart. You're letting that little buck stay out in the open for a while. You see that little buck good though, eh? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can go when you want to. No. You turn to.
Yeah. He's just feeding right there. So we're just gonna kind of feeding towards us, obviously a little bit. So we'll just wait till he gets broadside again, because he might be broadside right between the second oak and that pinyon. He might walk right there. So yeah, when you're ready, dude, send it. Yeah.
All right, we shot that buck a little over. It was like 370, and he's down. We watched him go down the hill. Hunting Coues is a waiting game.